Morning, guys. All right, guys, we're just going to wait for folks to join us here. Give them a few minutes. If you're new to the room, welcome. All right. Yeah, don't be afraid to hit the like button. Encourage me to come up and wake up every morning to deliver this content. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this disclosure here, guys. Make sure you guys can see this. Yes. Okay, so just want to advise that all the content is being published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to solicit, to buy, sell, or recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Testimonials appearing on the company's website may not be representative of other clients and customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Use of this information contained on the company's website is to be used at your own risk, and the company's partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Futures trading does come with a substantial amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investor's initial investment. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained herein is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, guys. So with that said, we need to move into our review. Okay. And the first place that I'm going to go to is news and see what we have in the way of news that could affect us today in the markets. All right. So taking a look at the economic calendar, just want to double check, make sure that everybody can see this. Okay, looks like that is the case. So let's go ahead and move to the economic calendar. All right, we're going to go ahead and filter this down here a little bit to just US. And we're just really interested. I'm just taking a peek at two-star or three-star events. We're going to go ahead and apply. I'm going to go scroll up here a bit. Well, I thought I had pulled this all out. Let's see here. Filter. Guess I didn't. Clear all. Go down to US news. Select. Scroll further down. Apply. Scroll up. All right. This looks more like it. Okay, just make sure I'm displaying my screen here. Okay. All right. So really the biggest news that we have coming in is that we have Fed Chair Powell speaking today at 1:15 Eastern. Okay. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. And then we have a bunch of two-star events, some of which have already been reported, and with respect to housing, okay. And then we have some other two-star events. Really again of note is the Fed Chair Powell speaking at 1:15 Eastern. So we definitely want to make a note of that. Okay, be prepared for that. And anytime he speaks, we don't necessarily want to be in the market. Okay, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our charts. Again, I'm going to double check, make sure that everybody can see them. So just getting one last peek here before I move on to the screen here. Um, Yeah, we definitely do not want to take risk of blowing up our accounts here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start with. Oh, we still want to go there, but we want to go to the daily chart. Okay. So here we are on the daily. Going to go ahead and remove some of these drawings. All right. So again, we are continuing our trek higher, although the current candle is certainly not one of the strongest here. Kind of a high wave, small body candle, not quite a doji, right? I guess you could think of it as doji maybe because it has equal wicks on both ends, but the body is a little bit on too wide side. Okay, so yeah, whatever move gold has been on, it has been slowing of late. You can see that we have now more of a mix of red and green candles here of late. So whatever bullish run that it's been on it seems to be petering out a bit. Just seeing the series of red and green candles getting equal exposure here. Okay, but still very much in a bullish trend. All right, so let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, have this quite daunting bearish candle here, and then we have a series of really, not really very strong candles to follow. Okay, it appears that we might be developing a little bit of a demand here off of ADR low or settlement price. Okay. Seems like there is a little bit of a demand being developed here. We have a developing bullish candle, not quite super, strong, but a bullish candle nonetheless. I say developing. This could change. All right. All right. So again, maybe in the midst of a kind of staircase pattern to the upside, but would like to see a little bit of more vigor, more strength here on the bullish side to kind of really confirm that comment. Okay. So let's look at the 30-minute. So 30-minute chart, we have a developing bullish engulfing candle. We have an area above us. I'm going to go ahead and really kind of call it out. We have an area above us that is supply. Okay. So I'm just going to draw that in. We'll call it right here. I'm just going to shade that in a kind of a red color. All right. So we have an area supply here around, let's call it, I don't know, 2406 looks like 2402. Let's say 22. Okay. Up on as a resistant. Okay. We have a developing bullish engulfing that is kind of teetering on breaking to the upside of VWAP, which is bullish. As I mentioned on the 4-hour chart, it looks like we have a developing, um, a little bit of a developing demand area around settlement price, which is not unheard of. Okay, we often use settlement price as reversal area, so it's not too surprising that we're seeing a little bit of not resistance, support here on at settlement price. Okay, we're still at kind of a little bit of the mercy here of VWAP. We're still below VWAP, so that is still siding with the bears, but they're being challenged. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the volume profile. So we're going to locate the 830 candle from move this over a little bit. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. Right there. Okay. So 830 candle, we're going to drag that across to the 430 candle, and here we are. We are above value, so that also another indicator that the bulls are indeed in control of the market. But we're getting some different pieces of information. Okay, so we have price above, we have price above value, we have price above settlement price, but yet we are below VWAP. Okay, so that's counter. And if we look at the 4-hour again, let's quickly take a look at the 4-hour, and the 4-hour is developing also a bullish candle. So right now, I would say that we have more things in favor of bulls than we do have bears. Now, the one thing that I guess the bears can hang their hat on is that price has yet to make it above VWAP. All right, so as long as that is in place, in play, I would say, then we have to respect the fact that the bears are still very much in the market. Okay, so let's go ahead and identify these levels above us. So we have ADR here above at 24. Let's call it 24.21.7. Okay, 24.21.7. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so ADR high at 24.21.7. ADR low at 23.76.5. ADR low at 23.76.5. This is ADR high. And then settlement price is 23.83. So settle is 23.83. Settle is 23.83. All right. All right. So these are kind of our key levels for us to kind of keep track of. We have I'm just going to call out value area high. I think that's the particular area that's probably in play the most, and that comes in at just a shade under 23.80. So that's right around ADR here. So I'm going to call this. I'm just going to add value area high here, guys. There's another area at 23.80. Okay. I'm not gonna call out the other two because they're pretty deep into the market. If we do manage to get inside value area high, obviously we have a opportunity for a value area acceptance opportunity. Kind of trying to zoom in here as much as I can and still, provide a picture of the market here. So, what to do? Well, if I'm a seller of the market, I have a level right now where I can manage my risk, right, at VWAP. Okay, we had a push lower in the overnight, so we have a lot of sellers that have some positions in the market. Okay, so we've pushed lower. We are coming off of VWAP, So there's certainly the possibility of a continuation move to the downside, right? Now, if we do manage to stay above settlement and demand, and we do manage to get above VWAP, then we start opening up opportunities that will lead us up to this supply zone that I mentioned earlier, or even as high as ADR high. Okay, so those are a couple of scenarios. Okay, if I'm a buyer, well, this level's not so bad. I have a demand zone and a settlement price. I do though have I would say a much stronger level down here below us, where the confluence between value area high and ADR. This would be kind of an ideal area for me between 2380 and 2376. That would be more of an area there that would be kind of more in line. Now, if we again, if we do manage to get inside, well, then we start opening us up for potential value area acceptance, which basically means that we will travel the full range of value here. All right. So that's not outside the realm of possibility here. Okay. So yeah, selling. I'm a seller at the top of the range and a buyer lower in the range. Right now, we're kind of in the middle ish. All right. So I'm going to wait for initial balance, which is this is what's being formed here in black. I'm going to wait for initial balance to pave the way and tell me what direction they want to take the market. So we'll go ahead and take a peek here to see if there's any questions. Okay, looks like we're all good on the question side. We're going to go back to the market and display crude oil. All right, so we'll move on to the crude oil market, look at the daily, take one last peek of the screen here, make sure that we're displaying, and sure enough, we are, so we're good. Okay, so here we are. I would say probably a little bit more in the way of maybe even a change in direction or change in sentiment on crude oil. All right, we're starting to see more and more bearish candles. Every attempt to take price higher has been met with sellers. We have a developing bearish candle, and not of the weak variety either. Okay, so this area down here, this area at 8130 or 8190. Okay, or 81. Yeah, about 8150, I would say. Looks pretty ripe to me, okay? For price, if it's going to maintain this kind of range behavior, then 8150 seems like an area that eventually is going to reach. It's going to come back, or if something adverse happens with the EIA, then it's certainly possible for price to head back down and start to visit areas where it left here before. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing on the crude oil on the daily chart. A little bit of mixed, I would say. I guess neutral to bearish is kind of the price action that I'm seeing right now. Looking at the 4R, okay, kind of squeeze in here a little bit. Similar kind of thing. We are kind of challenging this demand level that produced some opportunities for us to the long side rather quickly. Okay, so which again indicates that the bears have again taken control of the market. And the question is, do the buyers have enough to stave off the bears? Okay, so we are in an area of demand. We've already developed some series of bearish candles here, and looking to break this level lower. Okay, so we'll see. We'll have to see when the market opens here in about 4 minutes and see how it behaves around these levels, whether it produces yet another reversal higher from these levels. Okay, or is it going to crumble? Is it going to cave? Is it going to provide an area where price is able to break some of this structure? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times this area has been tested. Okay, each time has been rejected, but you can see here each time a little bit weaker. Right, this was probably the strongest move away. Another strong move away. Not quite as strong. It only managed to move away half the distance it was able to manage before. So again, the sellers are gaining strength, okay, in this area. All right. So let's take a look at the 30-minute 30-minute chart. Okay. Again, we have a developing bearish candle right on top of ADR. London overnight trading has been down. Okay. Well below VWAP. We have an area here that's going to potentially be supportive. Okay. So I'm going to clear that out right now. Okay. It's kind of already being highlighted, but I'm going to highlight this a little bit further. All right. This area down here seems like an area that is ripe for support here around 84.50, 84.52, and maybe as low as 84.40. This area seems right for demand here. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up our profile. Okay, so we're going to go back to the 9 o'clock bar from Monday and head down to the 4:30 bar. So we're inside value. Okay, inside value. Not really. Bulls did not make too much progress before price came back inside balance. So now that we're inside balance, it stands to reason that we are potentially going to go back through the entire range of value. Okay, before we make any inroads to the upside. Okay, so this looks like it's a possibility, right? Head down to we're already inside value, right? We're already inside the value range. We're up against an ADR zone, which could provide support. Can't discount ADR, but since we're right on top of point of control and not far from value area low, I can't rule out the possibility of price heading back down to value area low before it makes any sort of reversal higher. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to kind of squeeze this in here a little bit so I can incorporate both the ADR zones. So I'm going to go ahead and call out some of these areas. So ADR high is, let's call it 8660. 8660. Okay, ADR high. ADR low, we'll call it price kind of hovering around this. Okay, so we're just getting a little bit of reaction away. So let's call it 84.81 is ADR low. Okay, 84.81 ADR low. Settle is, where's settle? Settle, no settle. Why no settle? Oh, settle right here. Settle is 85.65. 85.65. 85.65. All right. All right. So as expected, guys, we did get a little bit of reaction away from this. We'll have to wait and see if this 30-minute candle can sustain. If it can, then I would suspect that it can. Well, the next order of business is to break this area of what was supportive now becoming resistant. So this area here around 85.08, right? If it's going to manage anything, it needs to get above this level. Then we open up the possibility of price heading back to VWAP, back to settlement price, back back to this area of supply, ultimately up to ADR. That would be the kind of home run trade. All right. Take a swig of water here. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My voice got a little bit dry there. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I want to call out here. So if I'm a buyer, well, I'm already at a level of support. Buy and maybe stop below ADR. Ideally, probably would like to see price break structure here, because I not only break structure but hold, and then maybe we start opening ourselves up to some prices higher. We have to be cognizant of VWAP, right? VWAP could provide an area for reversal, much like settlement price, much like ADR. But right now, looks the bulls look um, like the path of least resistance. Okay, for me, I need to wait to see if this at least the 30-minute candle, at least a 15-minute candle, is going to provide us a nice bullish candle to indicate that they're here, and indeed we do have buyers. Okay. Once we get a 15-minute candle, then maybe we have a possibility of something here. Okay. All right. If I'm a seller, well, basically the opposite of where I want to be, right? If I'm a seller, I'm paying retail down here. If I'm a seller, VWAP, ADR high, maybe some of these supply areas will offer me some opportunities. Settlement price, another area that could offer me some areas to support a sell. All right. I'm going to pop in and see if there's any questions. CL24. What is Coach looking at? Are we still in? Yeah, I'm looking at a continuous contract. I believe that there is a move, a rollover is happening this week. But yeah, a break and hold above some of this structure will definitely be needs to be in the cards, I would say. Needs to be a consideration, right? That we want to have here, right? In order for us to support this. We need to see a break, right? We need to see a break and close above this level to have any chance of a price heading higher. Okay. If it doesn't, obviously we're headed lower, right? So we need to see a break of 85.20 here. Once we get a break of 85.20, the next thing that we're going to want to see is a break above the VWAP, right? But right now we're still kind of, again, in control of the bears. We're below VWAP, right? If we're looking for a change in direction, we need to see price events that indicate to us that indeed the buyers have the resources to have move price higher. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So Racer, yeah, it needs to hold at least a 15-minute, ideally above price structure here to support long. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and move to the NASDAQ. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call. Okay, here we are with the NASDAQ. We're going to go ahead and open up the daily chart. Okay, daily chart. Looks an awful lot like I guess what we were seeing with gonna zoom in here a little bit. Kind of like what we were seeing a little bit in crude oil. Okay. We have price, more and more structure kind of indicating that, we have some momentum to the downside. We are coming into some areas that are supportive, and they are at least initially supportive. Okay. Can't deny that. But we are seeing more and more kind of reddish candles. We're not making new highs. If anything, we're making new lows, right? This candle right here made a new low. Okay, we're starting to break sort of like drop kind of structures here. Okay, but we are in an area of demand, and we are developing a little bit of a bullish candle. So if I'm a seller, well, I'd like to be a seller at slightly higher prices. 18,100 seems like a nice, whatever it broke, I'd like to be a part of. Okay. That's whoever this person or institution that drove price lower made their initial move. So if price makes it back there and shows me some signs that they're still present, that's the area I'd like to participate in a short. Okay. So let's see, looking at the 4-hour. Okay. As I mentioned, the daily was kind of giving us a little bit of indication that this was taking place, right? We have a developing engulfing candle right now as we speak on the 4-hour chart in an otherwise bearish structure. Okay. So looking at this, if I to draw parallel lines, this is how I would draw them. Okay. This is the bearish structure that I speak of. We're at the bottom end of the channel. Could it offer an opportunity that leads us to the top end of the channel? Absolutely. Is this a relatively daunting candle to trade against? Absolutely. Whoever this person was, or set of people, or institutions, or banks, or hedge funds, whatever the case may be, they meant business. Okay, they had the resources to bring the price down. Okay, all right. Let's take a peek at the 30 minute. 30 minute. So 30 minute. Again, we're starting to develop a little bit of structure. Okay, we've broken a level here to the top side. Now retesting the same level that we left. Okay, so here we are. That we've broken this level. We've come back to this level, and bears seem to be gaining a bit of strength. Okay, you would think that this person who had resources to kind of break this down would have the resources, but right away it was rejected. Again, rejection. Again, rejection. All right. So higher prices is having a bit of moving higher is somewhat of a challenge at the moment. All right, but we're still about half hour away, or maybe 20 minutes away from the open of the market here. So let's go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile, see what that has to say. We're going to go back to the Monday candle for 6:30. Okay, and then drag that across to the 13:30. So here we are, well inside value, well inside range, or range of balance on the low end, though. Okay, so we'll see what the market, how the market opens up. I think it's a little premature to say exactly where it's going to go, because we're seeing evidence of both. We had a string of 3 candles that broke some structure, only to be met by sellers. Okay, let's go ahead and add some indicators here. Don't have ADR levels. Let's pull those in. Okay, and let's make those a little bit darker. We'll go ahead and dark this up. Okay, and then do the same with this one here. Okay. All right, so we have a relatively wide range here, so I'm trying to capture that as much as I can. So we have ADR on the top side at what was it? What does this look like? 18. Let's call it 1830. 18,030. So ADR high 18,030. ADR low is 17,728.25. 17,728.25. Is that right? 17,28. Yeah, that looks about right. Settle is also not here, so let's add that to the mix. So I'm going to search for settlement price. I'm going to pick this one right here. Okay, and then look for settle. Well, we're right on top of settlement, right at what was it? 17,876. 17,876.25. All right. So and then we have so settlement here, and then we have value area low. So I'm going to call out value area low since it's in close proximity. All right. So we have value area low at that looks like 17,841. 17,841. 17,8. So this is value area low, 17,841.50. Looks like. Okay. All right. So these are some of the levels that I'm kind of looking at right now. Overnight trading, and again, overnight trading has been range bound. Okay, not really a whole lot of movement in one direction. They did attempt to make a push here, but that was kind of met with some sellers. Okay, but it has yet to come back necessarily. It has closed inside this range here. It did take a peek, and now we're right back on top of that area where price broke some structure here to the left. Okay, so if I'm a buyer, well, ADR low, nice area for me to buy. if I'm a seller, ADR high, an area where I can manage my risk for a trade to the downside. Okay. One thing I'm also missing here is VWAP. So let me add here VWAP, volume weighted average price. I'm going to have to adjust this here a little bit because it's going to draw some bands that I don't want to see. So I'm going to do this. Now I don't have bands. Okay, so price is above. I see that price is above VWAP, all right, which is bullish. I had a break of structure that was met with sellers so far. Okay, has not been able to develop a new high, so I have to be aware of that. But as long as I stay above VWAP, I'm holding out hope that price can continue higher in NASDAQ. All right. We'll have to wait to see what initial balance it has in store for us. Okay, see how that plays out. But right now, I would say that I would err on the side of the bulls. Okay, just because of the fact that we are above VWAP, but I'm also well aware that I'm inside value. So this could be kind of rangy, kind of choppy, kind of price action, which we all love as traders. Not really. All right, let's see. 30-minute is in a double bottom, retesting resistance levels. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the ES. All right. So I'm just going to take a quick peek here. Quick peek at the daily. Oops. All right, let's take a quick peek at the daily. The daily, I suspect, will tell us the same kind of things we've been seeing, although a little bit more. Okay, so all right, so we've again, similar to NASDAQ, we're coming into some areas of support. Okay, similar, right? We have a series of bearish candles that has developed, I would say, a little bit of a bearish channel to the downside. Okay, which one do I want to take? The more vertical one? Right. So in any case, if I'm going to entertain, at least on this chart, a bullish trade, well, I need to get above this channel. But we don't trade off the daily chart. We basically arrive at sentiment on the daily chart. Well, the sentiment is down, but it's down at an area of support. Okay. So let's take a look at the 4-hour. Okay. So 4-hour chart, similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ, we are developing some sort here at around, let's say 5096, right? 5100. Okay. We are in the midst of developing a bullish engulfing candle. All right. Bullish engulfing candle. And in an otherwise, downward kind of, or bearish kind of structure here. Okay. So looking at the 30-minute, kind of middle of the range, above VWAP. So let's go ahead and draw our fixed range volume profile. Let's locate the 930 bar, drag that across to the 1330 bar. Here we are on the bottom end of value. All right, bottom end. Okay, so again, if I'm a bull, I'd like to see price break above and then head up to ADR high. That would be the path. And there's a couple of cases that indicate that is still in the cards. We have settlement price at what is this? 5104. 5104. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and type that in. So we got let's start with ADR high. We normally start with ADR high. Don't want to change the order here. So ADR high, we have ADR high here at what is that? 51. $36, I want to call it 5136. 5136. ADR low is out of the picture here, but at somewhere down at 51, not 51, more like 50. I'm gonna call it 5068, guys. 5068. Settle is this 5104 I mentioned before. 5104. Okay, so these are kind of the areas of focus for ES. Okay. So if I'm a seller, I'm a seller up at ADR. If I'm a buyer, well, I could make a case for a buy here. Would like to see it maybe come back to test 5096. Okay, 5096, 5090, 5097. Ideally back down to ADR low at 5068. Okay, that would be kind of my prime location for a buy. We also have value area low that could be supportive here, right about here. Okay, at 5094. So I'm going to add that to the list since it's close. Value area low 5094. Okay, these are all kind of levels that I'll focus in on when the market opens on the ES. Okay. As long as we remain above settlement, above VWAP, we're good to go. But if we're starting to develop some structure here, it appears to me that we may even be developing a little bit of a supply zone here. We're starting to see some rejection candles right around this level here. Okay. Right around this level, we're starting to see some rejection candles, which could indicate, again, lower pricing, lower prices. Looks like we're intent on maybe coming back to VWAP, coming back down to value area low from yesterday. Okay. And maybe further. We'll have to see how the market opens here. Okay. All right. So let's take a peek. Yeah. Let's take a peek. Yes, definitely hit the like button if what I'm sharing with you is of value and you can benefit from in your trading. Let's go ahead and close out the review here with a review of the YM. Okay, so YM. YM. All right. Oops. Okay, there we are. So again, quick peek at the daily here. All right. Similar sentiment. Okay. All of the equities are in areas of demand. Okay. Not minuscule demand, but daily demand. All right. So we have a developing bullish engulfing at an area where we've had prior support. Okay. But still in a overall bearish kind of channel. Okay. Right. Area demand, but still very much in a bearish channel. All right. Take a okay. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Again, similar to what we were seeing on the daily, we're starting to see some price action. We have a developing bullish candle here on the low end. Okay. Question is, can it sustain? Can it hold? We're starting to see a little uptick in volume. Okay, as in addition to this bullish candle in an otherwise downward kind of structure here. Okay, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at 30-minute. 30-minute chart. We're up against ADR. All right. Up against ADR, which could provide us a very nice opportunity to fade the move. Okay. We were pretty much up in overnight, specifically London. We're well above VWAP. If the market opens and remains in this area, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we maybe come back and revisit some of these lower prices. Okay, So we have VWAP, we have settlement, we have ADR. Okay. We're up at a level where we can manage our risk. We've already gotten one rejection. We had one attempt above that was rejected. We have a developing bearish candle at the moment. So let's take a look at the, let's see. Let's take a look at the volume profile. Okay, let's go ahead and locate the 9:30 candle for Monday. That is right about there. Drag that to the 4:30 bar. Right there. Okay, so like the other markets, although this one is a little bit higher, I would say. I think we were closer to the bottom end of value in equities. I mean, in the ES and NQ. But still nonetheless inside value. Okay, looks like we're hovering not from yesterday's settlement price, but from Friday's settlement price. We have settlement price here down below at what was that, 38, not 38, not quite 38, 37,992. So let's go ahead, let's start to put these levels in here. We have on the top side, we have 38 to 240. That 38, 240. Yeah, looks like. So we have ADR high at 38, 240. ADR low. Let's see, where's ADR low? ADR low is 37. Let's call it 752. 37, 752. 37, 752. And then settlement is let me read it from here if I can. Settlement is 37,993. 37,993. Okay. All right. So we have those levels. So yeah, again, if I'm looking to sell, and that's pretty much aligned with, I think, the higher time frame, this is not a bad area to look for something like that, right? We're up against ADR. The longer we can stay here without developing a new high, the greater the likelihood that we fail and continue lower. Okay. And the nice thing about this is that I'm able to manage my risk up here, right? I can put a stop above ADR and look for a move down to VWAP, down to ADR. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the YM. If I'm a buyer, well, I need to wait for lower pricing. I can't buy here. As much as they like to entice me to buy here, I just can't do it. All right, I need to wait for some pullback down to VWAP, down to ADR low, or maybe point of control, which also serves as kind of a supply zone that's gone supportive. Okay. These are all areas that I could, reasonably and manage my risk to support that direction. I'm not a buyer up here. If anything, I'm a seller. All right. Let's take a peek at the new, see, press the like button under the video between. Okay. All right. I think that's it for me, guys. So, if again, hit the like button on your way out. If you're not a subscriber to this channel and what I shared resonates, don't be hesitant to hit the subscribe button so that you can get alerts for when I come on and provide this content in the future. Otherwise, trade well, trade safely, and trade like a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day trading. See you next time. Talk to you soon.